Physical evidence doesn't lie. It doesn't have a credibility test. It is what it is. Physical evidence doesn't lie. People do.
Within the past 25 minutes, the jurors in the Jason Meade murder trial have been sent home for the day, and deliberations will pick up again tomorrow morning. The former Franklin County Sheriff's deputy is charged in the death of Casey Goodson Jr. more than 3 years ago.
Hours of closing arguments were delivered to the jurors, with each side taking aim at one another.
When Jason Meade puts in a statement that I aired over the walkie-talkie a guy with a gun, right there, that defeats any indication that Mr. Merkel would say somehow that this was a cover-up. Because if it's a cover-up, then he must have started it at the intersection. That's how preposterous their case is.
And as you can imagine, it was emotional in the courtroom. NBC4's Anna Hoffman has been following this case since the start.
Obviously, Anna, you were in the courtroom today. Heated environment, correct?
Yeah, that is correct, Jared. It got pretty intense at times. There were some heated exchanges between both parties. At one point, I did see Casey Goodson's mother shed some tears, and some jurors did get emotional. This comes after hours of witness testimony. More than a dozen witnesses took the stand. Today was all about hammering in their arguments. Prosecutor Tim Merkel's main point was the physical evidence doesn't lie, but people do. He says the evidence and witnesses they presented prove Meade acted recklessly and knowingly caused physical harm. He talks about how the screen door blocks Goodson from turning around and how there is proof he was listening to music at the time of the shooting. Merkel also brought up the surprise witness, Christopher Korn, who claims to have seen Goodson with no gun. Defense attorney Mark Collins' argument is the prosecution's case is inconsistent. He specifically calls out Korn's testimony, saying he is not credible. Collins said Korn had the chance to see testimony on the news and still had an inconsistent story. He also asked the jury if they would trust someone who purposely deletes social media posts. Collins said Meade, however, has stuck to the same story this entire time.
Bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, the physical evidence just doesn't line up for them. It contradicts everything that the defendant claims happened in that doorway. It just doesn't make sense.
They know how biased he is, but they still put him on, ladies and gentlemen, because their case is terrible, desperate. He says 99% 3 times in the interviews. The first time is with the lights. The second time is I'm 99% sure that I came back out of states. Oh, really? Tells that to Mr. Merkel, tells that to the FBI. The FBI then shows him, and guess what? He's wrong again.
Again, the case is now in the hands of the jury. They have already called for 2 questions to the judge. Again, they were sent home minutes ago, and deliberations will continue tomorrow. As soon as we have a verdict, we will bring it to you live. Local for you at the Franklin County Courthouse, I'm Anna Hoffman, NBC4.
Thank you, Anna. NBC4 will be with you through the final gavel of this trial, so keep watching NBC4 both on air and head to NBC4i.com for the latest developments.